All right.
We have said many times, you are this living light. You are this union of heart, mind,
Sorry about that.
body, spirit,
All
and
right.
self.
So,
The old 3D ways
I was going to make this video downstairs,
they will beckon
but
those that still
it's a
peer
little
the
busy
calls to
downstairs.
fear, complacency, stagnation, subordination,
So,
compliance, enslavement,
woke up
and
very
entrapment. More and
hopeful
more
today.
as more awaken and feel the truth of the living
I guess you
light,
could say I'm
all
feeling
they will see in
that
those
solstice
invitations is a big
energy coming
snake
through.
that lost its warning.
And I was
And
speaking
less
to
and
a
less
friend
will they join the
earlier.
snake party and
He
the
came by.
snake realm.
We were
The
smoking,
realm of duality and division.
and
It has lost its
I was relating to him
it has lost its
how
spell. For the cover
I
of
really
the
want to make
darkness
this
is gone
video
now. The light reigns again.
linking a lot of things that I've noticed, a lot of observations, and just my own experience with meth. And I really do believe that meth is, I guess you could say, hold on, let me do this. Let's see. There we go. All right. So, I really do believe that meth is a tool that increases spirituality. It definitely helps open, I guess, not open, just, yeah, exactly. It helps open your third eye more. It helps you see that other realm that's behind the veil that we can't see with our own eyes, but we can see it with our inner vision, with tuning in to that frequency. Of course, a lot of people that are meth users, they don't understand that it's a tool to help them hold on. I have this going because I have someone downstairs and I'm entertaining, I guess you could say. See if we can get this going. Perfect. Alright. So, excuse the mess. So people don't understand that meth is a tool. It helps increase the receptivity between that, I guess, 4D realm and interdimensional, spatial realm that we can't observe all the time, that we can't see with these eyes, but we know it's there. And unfortunately, yeah, like I was saying, majority of meth users do not know that, and they are associating this drug with negative connotations coming from the government and coming from doctors and other programmed people that don't think outside the box, that don't think for themselves, that do not give, they really don't give into, I guess you could say, holistic means. They don't really practice or even believe in supernatural and ethereal and really in, I guess, new age thinking. They're very closed off, they're very rigid, they're very much of this world. And, to each their own. Some people are developing faster than others. Some people just are grounded and have a very strong hold to this realm, and that's okay. you know. We're all here. We're all here to live and learn from each other. And this year has been, I've said it before to many people, it's been the worst of times and the best of times. I gotta say, this year, I've had such a great time. But I've experienced many just tragic moments in my life, and you know, a lot of ego death, and multiple. You know, I had so many idealistic, just thinking patterns and beliefs, and which were not truly mine. They were passed down to me from whoever I saw as my guide, as someone that I look up to. You know, I did adapt their logic and their perspective on life, but you know, ever since I was a kid, I always had a very specific viewpoint on life, and that genuinely, like, I felt that everyone was good, that everyone loved, and that just as long as you put that out there, you know, harmful or negative things won't happen to you. And that's not necessarily true, because we need to learn from the negative. You know, every positive needs a negative. So, I mean, how are you supposed to grow? That's that balance, that's that duality, polarity here in this realm. You know, the best feeling, the most, I don't know, just amazing feeling you can think of has to be counterbalanced with the very ugly, nasty, and just repulsive feeling also. We need that balance, unfortunately. Now, how intense and how, I guess, how gruesome or how just impactful that negative situation or encounter is, just depends on where you are in life. You know, if you're constantly hitting a wall because you're not seeing that problem, you're not realizing what you need to work on, what you need to fix in your life, if you're not realizing it, you know, it's just, your wall is going to get more intense. Your outcome is going to get more intense. Your life is going to start to spiral down, you know? And, you know, you don't want to do that. You don't want to get stuck here. Who really wants to get stuck here and feel miserable and feel lost and feel unwanted and feel just ugly? No one. Unless you're some kind of masochist that likes that, then okay, yeah, that's your thing. You're probably reptilian or some shit. Fuck that. I'm not. I know a lot of people talk about being light warriors and doing light work. I consider myself a shadow worker, a shadow warrior, because I definitely came from a dark place, and I know the shadows and I know that dark self very well, and I was in denial of it and felt ashamed of it, felt regret whenever I wanted to do those things because of other people's perspectives. Other people made me feel ashamed. Other people made me feel guilty. Other people made me feel regret. And you know what? Fuck that. Not anymore. I'm not letting other people's perspectives impact my life, impact my judgment, impact my outlook on life, because nah, especially if it doesn't resonate with me. I follow my truth. I believe in my truth, and I will not let anyone else's viewpoints or perspectives invade my truth. The only time, of course, I'm willing to hear other people's viewpoints. I'm open to talk with people about their beliefs and their truths, definitely, because I don't know everything. I don't. There's so much more, tons more, and I'm willing to talk. I'm willing to accept if it resonates with me. I love to talk with people. I love to hear their opinions. I love to hear their research. I love to hear their viewpoints, because that gives me another opportunity to add to my truth, to add to my story, to add to my Bible, you could say. That's what I believe the Bible is. It's just a documentation of one's journey back in the day, or maybe two people's journeys, because it does seem pretty schizophrenic if it's just one person. But have you noticed that sometimes that path of the Bible does work for people? It seems it does, but maybe that's because they're part of the same soul grouping or something. They just so happen to have that life path that coalesce with the Bible. But that's why in religious cults, and that's all they are, they're cults. That's why there's so much ugliness in the church and all that bullshit. That's why Christians are so just not Christian. It's because they're following someone else's truth and not their own. That's why there's fucking infidelity. That's why there's so much bitterness. That's why there's so much judgment. That's why they're such hypocrites, because their foundations are based on someone else's truth and not their own. That's why it's not working. That's why, in the Catholic Church, they're evil, essentially. Fucking abusing and molesting children. Nah. That's not right. Yeah, fuck that. I know when I was younger, something happened to me. I can't remember it specifically. I just know something. When I was about 4 or 5, you could see it in my pictures. I wasn't happy anymore. I hardly smiled. I was very serious. I started wearing boy clothes because I felt like I was gaining unwanted attention in girl clothes. That's why I didn't want to wear them. And I felt ashamed for being a girl, and I felt vulnerable and a victim. I felt like prey, predators were just right around the corner, and they weren't. Unfortunately for my family. I don't talk to any of my family now. Grew up in a very dark and just a shitty family. All they care about is money and just who they can use next. You know, I was the black sheep, the most loving one. The black sheep, the one that always said please and thank you, the one that expressed unconditional love. You know, as a child, you grow up in abuse of all kinds, and you think that's just how things are. You know, I didn't know. I didn't know to say no, or no, I could speak out and get help. I don't know. You know, so after, you know, being abused from like either my mother or my father, like I didn't know where to go to. I still love them. I would still run to them. Run to them and hug them and love them. Even though they were so not the parents I thought they were. Well, I knew my mom didn't love me. She told me. I think I was between the ages 8 to 10, where she was a big time alcoholic. She told me to my face, I never wanted you. I was going to abort you. The only reason why I didn't was because your father threatened my life. I don't know how I reacted, I would imagine. I was hurt, but I know I still loved her. Obviously, I still have a lot of healing to do. And you know what? I'm still very young, so I have time. And 2020 has been amazing in that aspect, because I've faced a lot of challenges, a lot of my fears, and I've really stepped up, shown out, and stood my ground. I really have. And I will continue, because this is very important to me and humanity. I'm the change that I want to see. And I know this message could help many others. And I want to let you know that you're not alone. You're never alone. You're going to feel lonely, yeah, but you're not. You're not alone, because there are many rounds overlaid on this one that we can't see. We can't interact with tangibly for us to be able to acknowledge and see. But just know that your guides, your angels, your higher self, your inner child, they're right here. They're cheering you on, and they're trying to communicate with you. And I know that they want you to know that you can always go to them, and they'll help you, and they'll love you. Even when I was a child, I was alone most of the time. was never really afraid or scared of being alone. And I never felt like danger was around the corner, I guess. And when I would cry, I always felt comforted and always felt like, I got this. It's okay. It's alright, you know? And that has to be my spirit team, my higher self, that must have been doing that for me. Because I'm sure things could have turned out a lot different. But even though my childhood wasn't great, I was always a happy-go-lucky person and just a loving person, just very giving, very supportive, just a delight. Still am. I just always kept positive, like always been a cheerleader for everybody. Now my own cheerleader. It's taken a little while to really love myself and to put myself first. But these past 2 years, fuck yeah, I've been working on that a lot. And I gotta say, after majority of my life of not putting myself first, to change that programming and rewire myself to putting myself first within 2 years, that's good. You know, had my Saturn return, and yeah, it's still going on right now. I believe in April I'll be out of my Saturn return, and yeah, you know, I'm very hopeful the coming year. I was already hopeful for this coming year, for this year that we're in right now. It was amazing. I loved it, you know. Right now I don't have a job, but that's fine because I was miserable at that job, even though it paid good. I was miserable. My manager and supervisors were all narcissists. All of them. Never want to admit their wrongs, put the wrongs and all the blame on us, the employees. Liars. Straight up liars. They never want to take responsibility for any of their actions, especially negative ones. All they could see themselves doing was good, and their idea of good is very sick and twisted. And I'm glad I'm out of there. It was a government job, so best believe it was corrupt as fuck. You see, corruption within the government is trickling down into branches of the government everywhere, you know, and their dirty laundry is going to be coming out. It's been, and there's going to be reform, you know, there has to be, because the structures, the foundations that we're on right now are lies, and just ill will towards humanity. You know, we're coming out of those dark ages finally, and we're coming into the age of Aquarius. Thank goodness. You know, a lot of people are going to be waking up. The energies are shifting into higher vibrations. About half. There's gonna be like about like a 0.5% increase in consciousness. Like, so being aware of oneself. Like, awakened people are self-aware. Means they're living in the now. Means they know that there's more. There's a higher aspect to this life. And a lot of people are coming to that. And I gotta say, my awakening started in 2015, 2016, around there. Started with the Mandela effect. The reason why that hit so hard was because back when I was 20 years old, what was that, 2010, I did a summer internship with Penn State, which we were doing a geophysical field project in South Africa. So not only did I go to Penn State, I also went to South Africa. And there we hooked up with the University of Witwatersrand, I believe it's called, in Johannesburg. We did field work for a platinum mining company. And while we were there, the FIFA, the World Cup, was in South Africa. Go figure. And we had to do, our research and just to know the culture and the mannerisms, and just get a better understanding of what South Africa is like and what the people are about, just so we're not ignorant Americans going there and not giving a fuck about what we're doing. No, we really do care about, other cultures and being familiar with the customs and all that, Not everyone is fucking ignorant. So when we're studying up on South Africa, we all read, we were all talking about it. It was a big old group of about 12 to 15 of us. We're all talking about how their motivational and I guess hero was Nelson Mandela, and we spoke a lot about him. And when we were reading up on him, he was dead already. He had already passed. I believe he died in prison when we were speaking about it. And now they say that he was making speeches at the World Cup. No, he fucking wasn't. I was there in Johannesburg. We didn't go to a fucking game because we couldn't afford it, but we would go to the live viewings at these arenas, at these parking lots, and they had huge projection screens, and we would watch the World Cup with people, and we would fucking drink beer, and they had concession stands, and people were awesome. People are so awesome out there. They're so friendly, but it's, there's a huge gap difference in the economy there. Either you're fucking dirt poor or you're filthy rich, and that's horrible. And that's what all these governments want. They want the dirt poor to be relying on the government, and the elites want to possess everything. Fuck that. Fuck them. No, it's time for change. Fuck that. Can't go on living like this. Trying to get rid of the middle class. We're the ones that support the fucking the poor. We're the ones that pay all the taxes. We're the ones that are just being used, misused, and abused, really. Nah, that shit's gonna change. And they can't stop it. They can't. The elite's already lost. They just gotta play it out. That's all that's happening right now. It's just this timeline just has to play itself out, and then the inevitable good, the inevitable come up is gonna happen. And that's why so many of us chose to be here at this time, to see it, to witness it, to be a part of it, to help change it. And that's what I'm here for. I'm here to help change. I'm here to motivate. I'm here to love. And I'm here to get this message out because, everyone's too scared. Everyone's way too pussy shit to fucking take responsibility, to fucking put this shit out there. And just as long as you're doing the good work, just as long as you're doing your shadow work, just as long as you are on that path, Spirit is going to bless you. Spirit is going to guide you. Spirit has got you. Spirit has your back, and so do you. Before anybody has your back, you got your back, and so does Spirit. Source, inner divinity, whatever you want to call it, that spark has your back because we're all part of it. I like to describe it as a piece of a broken glass or a piece of a broken mirror. So imagine consciousness when it first, was self-realized, was one huge fucking mirror. Now imagine that mirror shattering into unimaginable numbers of pieces, where every piece of consciousness makes up that mirror. So we're you, me, we're all part of that one mirror. And it's interesting to think about. I think it makes sense. I'm ready to evolve and get out. I'm ready to get off this planet and get out of this realm. I think I've been here long enough, to be honest. I think I've definitely overpaid my dues, but I just wanted to make sure that I didn't leave here with regret or feeling unfinished. I'm pretty sure that's why I am the way I am and why I overextend myself, because I want to make sure I leave with a bang, pretty much. That's to pay homage to Gaia and the rest of this realm for allowing me to be here, and just thanking them for the hospitality. It's been nice, but I'm definitely tired of the heaviness that comes with being here. I'm ready to move up and move on and level up. Wow. And I really gotta thank Meth, and I gotta thank my younger brother for showing me Meth, because that tool right there really helped in my self-awareness, because before that I was a 12-year addict. Preferable substances were alcohol and cocaine. I love to party. I still party. Fuck yeah. Why not? We gotta work, right? Well, I would always say I work hard, I play hard. And you know what? Fuck that. No more working hard. How about we work and we have an even better time partying and playing? That sounds better. Because fuck working hard. It's not worth working harder and in return getting back less. You want to do everything in balance. Equal exchange of energy. Because if it's an unbalanced exchange of energy, someone's going to pay for it. More than likely, it's going to be you. Mentally, spiritually, physically. Best believe you're going to understand what I mean. I'm sure you do already. Sorry. Oh no, I'm not sorry. I just need to look for a torch. Okay. So, I don't know if hopefully a majority of you smoke. Responsibly, of course. What I like to call myself as being a part of is the FDA. And not the federal FDA, right? Not the food and drug, whatever. And my FDA is functioning drug addict. Now, like I said, I was a 12-year coke addict and alcoholic. Well, I started drinking way younger than that, but I didn't really develop a problem until I was about 17. But, yeah, I mean, I love to have a good time. You know, I love to party. And really, it's always been because I meet awesome people. Plus, almost everybody's happy when they're partying, right? Like, if there's someone that's pissed off and not having a good time, more than likely they're probably gonna get into a fight. And they're gonna leave the good time either in handcuffs or passed out, or someone's gonna have to pick them up, you know? Get them out of there. But, I mean, majority of the time, it was always a good time. And I gotta say, even to this day, I prefer to party and exchange with a group of people more than having intimate sex. You know, intimacy. I like it. I love it way more than that, I gotta say. And probably because I haven't met that divine partner yet. I think that's why. You know, and maybe once I do, maybe my viewpoint on that will change. But till then, I love being around people. I love equal exchange of energy in all types of forms, ideas, conversations, substances, you know, stories, knowledge, music. Fuck yeah. Music. Music has really also helped unite me and a lot of people. Really writing that wave music pretty hard. Wave music is really, it's nice. It's the shit. But I also like dark wave. What's it called? Witch house. And then dark rap. I like everything though. I listen to a little bit of everything, literally. I know a lot of people say that, but for sure, if you ever party with me, you'll know. No, Steph really means that. I've been listening to a little bit of everything. But I have preferences. Just depends on my mood. Depends on which Steph is coming out that day. And I do really believe that I have at least about 12 different Stephs. They really, they come out and make themselves known, especially when I'm on acid or shrooms, any kind of psychedelic. You start, like I've noticed and other people have noticed, that my demeanor, even my appearance and my voice, my speech, my just intellect varies throughout the course of taking those drugs. And I think that's fucking awesome. That means all counter aspects of myself are coming together into one, and that's beautiful. Like psychedelics can really help open and jumpstart your ascension. I'm not a doctor. I feel like I shouldn't have to say that, but I feel like I should say that, because I'm not telling you to do them. I'm just letting you know of my experience and what I've seen, and not only myself, but the many people that I've partied with. I'll say the same thing. I've observed the same things happen to them and in me. Their third eye becomes way more open. They are more, they're more open to just other ideas of creation and spirituality. They're not stuck in fucking religion. They're not stuck in the programming. They start to deprogram, and all that bullshit that we were taught in school just starts to be more apparent that there are lies, and there's stuff in school that isn't taught. Like, where do the meanings of the days of the week come from? Why don't they talk about that? That seems so simple. Do you know where the meanings behind the days of the week came from? Like, why there are those names? There's a reason why. And it's still very interesting that there's no Earth Day. There is, like, Arbor Day. That's Earth Day, I guess. But, like, a day of the week for Earth. Why isn't there one? We have it for other celestial planetary elements out there. Why isn't there one for Earth? That's troubling. I don't know why. I'm sure I'll find out why along my journey. Yeah, let's smoke. Thank you, Meth. I appreciate you. Beautiful. A friend of mine gave me this torch. It's fucking dope. Thank you, Clarence. Hey, didn't notice I had those on there. I see something cool. Let's see if I have it. Yeah, I did right here. Yeah, check that out. It's my favorite color right there. It's like the, what is it? The higher heart chakra. It's right here between the heart chakra and the throat chakra. So I could see why it would be this color. It's fucking dope. Well, this is the color that I'm into these days. Besides purple and blacks. So, how to responsibly use and treat meth. Because remember, everything has consciousness. Everything is neutral until you assign energy and I'm pretty much until you assign energy and I guess the polarity of that energy. So majority of people and the government and medical institutions want you to believe that meth is bad, that meth will destroy your life, that meth is a drug, and so all drugs, including meth, are bad and you shouldn't use them, they're illegal, and they'll ruin your life. That is all bullshit. All bullshit. Yes, it is. Because you know what? They're assigning the energy for you. Okay? You don't be dumb. Don't give away your power and fucking agree to what someone else says about what another substance is or what something is. No. Find out for yourself. Find out for yourself. No. Like I said, being self-aware means that you're aware of what is good, what is bad, what is right, what is wrong, what is it that makes you you, what is it that you like, what is it that you will not accept, you know what works for you. Don't let someone else's opinion of something judge for you what will work for you. Now, some people can't handle meth. Those people, they're the ones that the government wants to display and show and scare the masses with. You see, that's propaganda. Government, they're propaganda. Ugh. I say give everything a try. The only thing I wouldn't try for myself, you're your own person, is heroin. I don't like downers to begin with, okay? So, yeah, no. I would not try heroin. I mean, I've had heroin in me because of ecstasy pills. Either they're heroin-based or they're meth-based. And I'd rather take the heroin-based ecstasy pills because I'm already smoking, or at that time I was doing coke, so it would just elevate me more and I couldn't really enjoy the euphoric feeling of ecstasy. However, if I took a downer pill, then I could really enjoy the euphoric feeling of ecstasy because I already had a upper to keep me awake and keep me alert of my experience, So, well, I've tried a lot of drugs, okay? Because why not? I want to know if I like it. And how am I going to know if I don't experience it, When I was a child, my grandparents, well, my grandmother especially, my grandpa, he would chime in, but I know it was mostly because he was afraid of her, so he would back her up, I guess you could say. But I know he cared about me more than her. She hated me. I never hated her. Well, I did. Now it's just like whatever. But she would tell me, you're just gonna end up like your mother, partying and wasting your life away and having no money. Wrong. She always thought because I was partying, because I wanted tattoos, because I drank because I did drugs, then I was going to be a failure in life. In your face, Grandma. No. And everyone else in my family that said those things, in your face. In a respectful way. I did awesome. You know, I graduated from high school. I went to college. 3 years into my degree, I realized, you know, this isn't the path for me. It was great. It was fun. But, you know, I wanted to change my major. However, financial aid was going to be given to me for that 4th year. So I was already working. So I quit college and just kept on working, you know. I partied the whole way through. I still went to work. I still paid my bills. I still bought my cars. I still have money to party with. You know, I was never a moocher. Hell no. I was always the one driving. I was always the one giving away drugs. I was always the one sharing. I was always the one providing for everyone else. Because when I have something and I have abundant or I have enough to share with others, I do it. Because it's fun partying with other people. You know, I love it. I love it. I love the exchange of energy. I love being around people. At times, I don't. But that's when I know I need to go inward and I need to be with myself. And it's time for me to have me time. When I start getting that irritability, that's a symptom of your spirit wanting to be to itself, wanting to pull back all its energy and just be. With no other distractions, no other human interaction. Just be with oneself. So you can look back, rethink, and just review and just figure out like how are you doing? Like how's Steph doing? What does Steph need? What does Steph want to do with Steph? You know, with you would be your name, but yeah, that's just that time that our bodies need to itself. Or if you're feeling irritable like that, you need some time to yourself. You need some time to get away. You need some time to think and process and release. Yeah, you know. So don't close yourself off to things. You know, if something scares you, if something is being heavily heavily condoned as bad, look into that. Especially when it's coming from the government and institutions, because this world is twisted as fuck. Like everything is upside down and twisted around. Like one thing that's very very twisted, I guess. I don't know, but very twisted. You know when, like in scary movies, when I guess they enter a haunted or scary place, like the air and the area they're in gets dreadfully cold, and they breathe out, and all of a sudden they can see their breath. That's how cold it is. Well, in those movies, they associate that cold with evil and with negative entities. That's a lie. Because when you feel that cold, and when you feel that cold breeze and that coldness in the air, that's actually your spirit guides there to protect you. And, you know, I'm pretty sure, that's for sure, because they love to lie to us about so many things. They love to put the truth out there, but they put it and label it as science fiction. And you see, these movies that are based on real happenings or based on true stories. See, they're based on true stories. So there's parts of it that aren't based on true stories, right? There's parts of it that are based on falsehood. And they don't tell you what pieces they are. It's up to you. You gotta discern. You had to ask yourself, all right, any question, ask yourself, and just see how it sits with you. You know? Yeah. That's all you gotta do. Just really sit with your energy. Ask yourself if something sounds right to you. Does it feel right? And you'll know. You'll know if it does or not. That's how I see it, like with the story of Jesus. I don't know if that was his real name, but I mean, we're all sons and daughters, and we're brothers and sisters. So yeah, you can be a son of God, his God. Like, you have your God, it's you. I have my God, it's me. And all in all, you are me, and I am you, you know? We all come from the same piece of that mirror I was talking about. For sure, there is and was a Jesus, because you know what? That person was created from a thought form, just like the devil, just like Lucifer, just like Satan, just like any other thought form you can think of. Those thought forms start becoming real because people put so much energy into them. You know, you think of an idea and it gets popularity, and guess what? It blows up, becomes a tangible thing. And that's what that is. I mean, I'm sure there was a Jesus, and he's an ascended master now. That's all it is. Buddha's an ascended master. You know, the many Buddhas that there are. Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm going to become. An ascended master. You know, I'm down to be a spirit guide. I'm down to fucking be an ancestor. Come and help others and help them realize that the world is not what it's cracked up to be. You know, there's so much more to learn. There's so much evolving. You know, this world is tricky, but if you tap into yourself, if you become self-aware, if you do the work, do the light work, do the shadow work, you'll understand, and you'll gain a lot of harmony and a lot of closure and a lot of ease, and you'll de-stress, and you won't worry, and you won't be fearful. You know, you'll let spirit take the wheel and enjoy every moment and live in the now. It's fucking awesome, you know? Yeah, pretty fucking cool. But I do want to say, I'm not telling you to go out and purchase an illegal substance because of what I'm saying. If you're already doing it, make sure you're being responsible. Do not abuse the drug because the drug will abuse you. You will become dependent on it, and it will make you your slave. Wait, yeah. You will become a slave. You'll be a slave to it. And that's because you were misusing it, you weren't respecting it, you were abusing it. Don't do